Thank you.
Good evening, good evening. We got everybody? We got coaches. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2022-23 Bees Hockey Banquet. This is a pretty cool tradition. A lot of the younger parents that I was meeting on the way in never had a chance to participate in one of these banquets. I know for our own some of our senior parents, this is really some of us our third or second one, because the COVID years we weren't able to do it. So last year I know we had a hard time trying to initiate getting everything together, and we had one, and I'll tell you what, it was a fantastic night that I still look back on, and how much fun it was for the boys, for the parents, and how great the coaches did. But it's a special night. I'm glad Madman's here to be able to record it. We got one of our players had surgery today, Cam Chavis. He wasn't able to make it, so I'm glad that Matt is here to be able to have everything videoed, so he'll be able to see it in a couple days, I would imagine, Matt, when you'll have it up and running.
Love you, Cam.
So anyway, so with that, I got my cheaters on, just some notes. How we'll do this is we'll just have a quick little chat for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to escort right over to dinner, have a nice meal, and then afterwards we'll have the coaches kick this thing off. We got some nice gifts for the seniors, for each of the players. So with that, like I mentioned, the banquet's always been a big tradition. I'm glad we could keep it going. We have a little theme here where we like to honor the team that's behind the team. And what a hell of a team we had this year. So first I want to give a round of applause for the 2022-23 Section 3 League Champs, 19-2-1. Are going to talk about, so I don't want to steal their thunder, but I do want to take a moment and kick that off and recognize right out of the gate how special of a year it was. But like I said, we also want to thank some members that made a key help with the team throughout the season, and that's our Booster Club. So first I'd like to recognize and honor outgoing Booster Club member Steve Shermer, who is our treasurer, who did a phenomenal job of keeping obviously the dollars in accordance. Even stepped up when we realized, you know what, we're getting a little outdated here. There's this thing called Venmo that everybody's using. So when you put some of us blue-collar people together, we're not really good at transition into new technology. He raised his hand, said, you know what, you could use my own, and I'm sure his wife Tracy thought you hit the money load every now and then. But thank you, Steve, for all you've done. Thank you, Tracy. Husband and wife team that were a big part in this year's team program. That's Eric Stevenson and Lori Pennefeather. If it wasn't for those two, you still wouldn't have your programs. I can promise you that. So thank you to both of you. Eric, for all you running around with the pictures, and Lori, for all your support. We thank you both. Also, quick little recognition, Dina Yeager. We had a little Facebook account that continues to be taken care of. We have a lot of people that were looking to segue for somebody else to step up. We ran into nobody being able to do it. Dina, thank you for stepping up and taking care of, where are you? Taking care of that with the announcements and all that. I know that's something you never wanted to continue, but thank you for doing that. I want to segue to game day roles and appreciation. Jeff Bookman on the game sheet. Eric Stevenson on the clock. And Eric has on the clock for about 13 years, every single game. There's a lot of dents in that paneling behind the clock that are the result of Eric and some frustrations. Our music man, Jim Carey. And we always keep the theme going. We always appreciate that. Penalty boxes, Joe Makalik and Max Sutton. Thank you both. You heard some choice words in those boxes from some opposing members. One guy in particular, I got in parentheses. On the mic, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Frank Garcia. Frank, thank you. I can tell you your enthusiasm and your passion. We were always up 1-0 before the puck even dropped. Thank you. Appreciate that. Front table, not here tonight, Jessica Chavez. Jessica literally took the 50-50 and took it to a whole new level. If you had some leftover change coming from the bar, she got it from every single person for 50-50 tickets, merchandise, for logos on some shirts that were 15 years old, and she was selling that stuff. So she's not here tonight, but I want to give her a big shout out for that. Thank you. Obviously, that's the one thing we appreciate most is the pictures. Erin Blair took every single game and positioned herself in the best spot for the best photos every single night, and we thank you for that, Erin. We're still looking at all those, and we appreciate all your support. And lastly, again, there's a couple names in here in parentheses. Angela Sutton. For about 13 years, there's always been end of the game treats and cookies, road baskets with treats for the kids on the buses. Angela, you are a godsend. Thank you for all your effort. Thank you for all your support. So next, I just want to end this with some new members of the Booster Club. We're going through a transition right now. This is where we have some senior parents that want to tap out. They've done their role. I myself am going to step aside, but I want to introduce our new members of our Booster Club, starting with President Jeff Bookman. Vice President Barry Bice. And the one who holds the pocketbook, Michelle Nellenbeck, Treasurer. Tracy Heatley, Secretary. Media photos, we're going to have Erin Blair and Jessica Chavez going to continue with that role. And we have an at-large member. Mark Heatley is also going to help out with the Booster Club this year. We thank you. So now I have one name. There's people that are in parentheses that I wanted to stop and make sure I recognize, but I got this individual. It's not only in parentheses, he's also highlighted. This is a new member position. I'd like to call it Mr. Everything. All right, not every Booster Club has Mr. Everything. I've watched Mr. Everything step up and do anything and everything that a high school hockey team needs. I've seen him step up for a youth hockey team. I've seen him with toolboxes. I've seen him with things hit the fan at the rink, we need somebody to fix it. We had our last sectional game, the scoreboard went out. All right? What's Lysander do? Well, nobody knows how to fix it. I'm like, what are we going to do the day before, the night before the scoreboard's out? So we're coming up with alternative plans. Oh, we'll hold little scoreboards, flip charts. I'm like, we can't do that. So Mr. Everything grabs a ladder, throws it in the truck, and I'll be there such and such an hour. So of course, we want to help anywhere we can. So the hard thing was holding a 20-foot ladder so Mr. Everything can get up there and fix it. So I know myself, Eric, Jim Carey, we're holding the ladder, and he's up there with the electrical, dealing with everything. Does he not fix it? Finds a quick solution. Scoreboard works. Game's on. Max Sutton has stepped up. So I can tell you this. The team coming up, you are in good hands. You have somebody that can handle anything, whether it's logos at Mackay's and jerseys. But Mac, I thank you for all your support all these years. He's always made an impression in that you take care of your home rink and you take care of your home hockey team. And that's the one thing we've all learned through him. So thank you, Mac. Lastly, go to break for dinner. I want to thank Coach Lloyd, Coach McCaffrey, and Coach Muscatella for all their leadership, guidance. I'm so looking forward to hearing you guys with some inside stories and recognizing these boys. Our two trainers, Becca and Journey, they're supposed to be here tonight. I know the Booster Club and Matt spearheaded this. We got them their own jackets like we did Matt Man last year.
Whoa!
Wow! I'm hoping, I don't know if they're going to be able to make it. They had a game conflict. But regardless, we're going to get those to those girls, and we're going to thank them for all their support with these boys.
Yeah.
Lastly, want to thank Man himself.
Yep.
Matt. And there's games that we always wish we were there, and a couple days later, give me a hug.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, there's a special video when the boys are coming off the ice after that last game, and him telling every single one of those, keep your head up, keep your head up, keep your head up. So you were positive right down to the end, and we thank you for all your support. You boys, when you go to school, I want you to do me a favor. There's one student I want you to personally go up and thank, and that's Zach Sorrow. I don't know if you've noticed, every home game and every away game, we had a student support these boys and travel on his own to every one of your games. So when you see Zach, and I'm going to see him this weekend, give him a big fist bump and thank him for his support for you boys. It was pretty cool. Everybody, enjoy your meal. Let's have some fun. Go ahead.
Let's hear it for the man, the myth, the legend, Dennis Guy!
I appreciate that, boys. And it's the one thing I've been able to do is watch you guys grow up. Like Coach said, you're a special group. Coach and I talked the last meeting. We were talking in the parking lot. This is the truth. And I got tissues in here if I need them, but I'm going to try to hold it off. This is, a really special core group of guys, the whole team this year. And one of the things that we recognized was this year, our little hometown in the media, it wasn't a good fall and winter, right? Every time I looked in the news, there was something that was just, oh my God, But the one cool story throughout all winter was you guys. There was nothing better than seeing, oh, Bees win again, Bees do this, Bees do that, watching you go through the state rankings. So as bad as things were with a lot of things in our town, the highlight and the shining light was you boys, and I thank you guys for taking us on that ride this winter. It was special, so thank you. Let's have a great night. All right.
Okay, everybody. Make sure you're awake out there. Again, as Dennis said, welcome everybody to the banquet. Thanks for being here. The whole intent is to honor and celebrate an incredible team and an incredible group of individuals. I don't say that lightly. Coach and I complain a lot during certain years about some of the teams and some of the players. Not this year. This was a different team, and that's a good thing. Parents, my suggestion would be that you get an adult beverage, you sit, relax, settle in, because I'm going to be long-winded tonight. I got a lot to say. Before I do start recognizing the guys, there are some people I'd like to thank as well. My coaching staff, Glenn McCaffrey, just outstanding. James Muscatello, outstanding. Feel so fortunate to have these guys working with us. No other assistant coaches I want, none that I'm looking for. We're good. And they're such a big part of the program and have been here for a long time and provide a lot of stability. They're very knowledgeable hockey guys, and that's one thing. That's very important. The other thing is being able to convey that hockey knowledge to the guys. And, Glenn being a teacher, obviously he knows how to teach that. And so just can't thank him enough, as well as James, who couldn't be here tonight. He's got two little kids that he's chasing around. One thing I think that I disagree with Glenn and James on is they're a little confused with the SUNY pecking order of hockey teams, and Glenn seems to think Oswego is competitive. James is big into Geneseo, when we all know that Plattsburgh is really the team. See, we got a lot of support. I don't know. Glenn's got an axe to grind about Plattsburgh. I don't know if he couldn't get in, if the team didn't want him, if he got humiliated every time they took the ice against Plattsburgh, I'm not sure. But anyways, Glenn, you've overcome that very well, and you're a great assistant coach. Thank you very much. Dirty O, yes, thank you for that. Parents and boosters, you know, Dennis covered this, but I gotta say something. You know, the reason this team is so exceptional and remarkable is because the parents. You know, this doesn't happen by accident that you have a team like this and kids like this. And we know that and we appreciate that. And again, it's not like this every year. There's years where we've said we can't wait for this season to be over. We can't wait for these seniors to graduate and go. You know, it's a public school. You play with what you got. And some years you got what you want, like this year. Some years you don't. So parents, thanks for trusting your sons with us. It was just the greatest season. I can't say enough good things. I know I'm going to forget things tonight, and I'm sorry, and I'll apologize in advance for that, because this was an incredible year. Again, Dennis already said this, but the guys, you know, on the score clock, the game sheet, the announcing, the music, the penalty boxes, I never once had to worry before a game, oh God, if we got guys for the penalty box tonight, you know, I don't want to worry about that stuff. I want to worry about a hockey game. And it's always taken care of. The boosters, you know, raising money to provide all the extras that make the experience special. And it is special. Like, I know the kids make fun of me about Fairport High School. I graduated 100 years ago. We weren't particularly good. We weren't nearly as good as this team, but I still love it. It was still special to me. And I hope these guys are going to feel that way. Well, I've been out of high school for 46 years now. So, but I still feel that way, and I always will. And I hope these guys feel that way too. Anyways, parents and boosters, thank you very much. I really appreciate all your efforts. And parents, everybody contributed. You know, even if you're sitting up in the bleachers just cheering for the team, that's a huge thing. We had packed houses, great crowds, and again, that's something these guys are going to remember. So everybody played a part. You know, the whole, it takes, what, a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a booster club to have a successful hockey program, and parents behind it. It's like the team behind the team. And it's very much appreciated. Last and most importantly, the players. I want to thank the players. Incredible group of kids. Can't say enough good things about them. Glenn, I don't know if you noticed, I didn't break one hockey stick over the crossbar this year. I lost my temper very few times. Very few times this year, which is unusual. I have been known to go through a few sticks in a season at times. But like just the last 3 years, we had a COVID year, we went 8-4-1. The year after that, we went 18-3-1. This year, we went 19-2-1. The last 3 years, we have gone 45-9-3. And that, yeah, let's hear it. That's a remarkable run of success, again, especially when it's a public high school and you're playing with what you got. We can't go out and recruit kids. Not that we would have wanted to. I wouldn't have wanted to change a thing this year. But that is just a really excellent run, obviously, 3-year run. But I think that doesn't begin to tell the story. That's not why this was such a great year. Why it stands out among like the very best. In 38 years of coaching high school hockey, this could be it. This could be number one. Glenn and I talked in the locker room and in the coach's office about Glenn's got a couple more years of teaching and then he'll be out. And this was 38 years for me. I'd really like to get to 40 years of coaching high school hockey. It's kind of a selfish thing, yeah. You know, I feel like that'd be a real milestone. if this was 2 years from now, I think we'd both be done. This would have been the ideal way to go out with this group of guys. Hopefully that gives you an idea how special this group was to us. Now, in 2 years, don't say Coach Lloyd's getting out, because I may have a lot of years left in me, because I don't know if we're going to have a group like this again, but I'm not saying I'm ready to quit, but if it was 2 years from now, I think I'd be done. Can't say enough about the camaraderie, the closeness, the togetherness, the sense of team, the friendship among this group. And you don't always get that. A lot of times there's little cliques and, you know, we're not going to talk to this guy doesn't play as much, so we don't like that guy as much. Honest to God, it's high school. You guys have all seen the high school movies, you know what it's like. And so anyways, we avoided all that this year. And one thing, we had 14 seniors. Sometimes, you know, that's not a great thing. You get senioritis and these guys are just like, oh my Lord. None of that this year. So just an outstanding year. Guys provided a lot of highlights too. Not only were they a great group, they were a pretty darn good hockey team as well. So the highlights came fast and furious this year. I'm going to have to look at my notes because I don't want to forget anything. Again, 19-2-1 overall record. A year ago we were 18-3-1. I thought, okay, no way we're going to do what we did last year. That's just not going to happen. We lost, you know, Matt Carner, Matt Fawaz. We lost some seniors. We had a lot of underclassmen go to other places, prep, junior hockey programs. I thought, yeah, okay. So 19-2-1. That's just a testament to these guys and how hard they worked to achieve that. 10-0-1 league record, league champs. Last year we were 10-1 in the league. We've gone 21-1 in our last 22 games. That's playing West Genesee, that's playing Syracuse, that's playing RFA, that's playing some good teams. That's not playing a soft schedule. So just outstanding. Started out 1-1, went on a 19-game unbeaten streak. We went undefeated in the month of December, the month of January, the month of February. We lost one game at the end of November. We lost the one game at the beginning of March. Incredible. Skinny Atlas Tournament champions for the second year in a row. And for the second year in a row in the championship game, we beat the D2 state champ. Last year Pelham, this year Skinny Atlas. Undefeated at home for the, is it third season in a row? You guys told me, I didn't even remember that.
Since February 1st, 2020.
What's that?
Since February 1st, 2020.
2020. That's unbelievable. I didn't realize that. 10 road wins, a new team record for road wins. I don't know if the guys, if they say anything, but we got a roadkill board that we have hanged up. Every time we win an away game, we come back, we write the date, the opponent, the score. We pick out a guy, he pounds the puck in. 10 road wins. This is going to be retired, this one. This will be in the locker room for all time because we play a 20-game schedule. Half your games are at home. You got 10 road wins? That's ridiculous. That's incredible. So, nice job. Let's see. We beat West Genesee, the Division I state champion. We beat Skinny Atlas, the Division II state champion. Sectional finalist, ended up state ranked. I don't think they've updated the state rankings, but I mean, West Genesee won the state championship 6-0. They beat us 2-1. I feel like we should be in the top couple teams in the state. And I don't know how many years in a row we've been ranked at the end of the season, but just incredible accomplishment, incredible season. Gentlemen, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, next I want to recognize these guys individually. When they do, we'll have them come up. we got a lot of stuff for these guys this year. We got, they always get these from the school. This year, we're getting SCAC, Salt City Athletic Conference League champions for winning the league. You get a little pin for winning the league. Newcomers, you'll get your varsity letters. We get numerals. We got some all-league awards for guys. We got shirts made up. Pretty pleased with these. Shirts made up.
Oh, wow!
So, Coach McCaffrey will help you with getting all the stuff that you need. So here we go. First up, really this is mainly about the seniors, so we start off with the low on the totem pole freshmen. I know, I feel the same way. Anyways, freshman Zach Weiss, come on up.
Oh my God! Look at the haircut.
All right, we just had one freshman this year, and you're looking at him. Fortunately, he plays the most important position in the game, and it's just a great feeling and a good sense of security that we got our goaltending settled moving forward. For several more years, we've been really spoiled these past several years of having several good goalies, and that's a good problem to have. And now it's a relief to see some younger guys coming up and working their way into the system. He's going to be a real go-to guy in the future. And the best thing, it's not always easy for a freshman, especially one freshman, to fit in with a group of 14 seniors, 11 juniors. You can see by the reaction that Zach fit in seamlessly. So Zach, great year. All right, well, Zach is holding up the show here, but anyways. Sophomores. Sophomore class, very small class, we only have 5 of them. Some stepped right into the lineup, had an immediate impact. Others came every day, worked hard, improved, learned Beeville systems, learned Beeville drills and practice, and just got better on a daily basis, and will be counted on in a big way in the future. Great attitude this year. I can't say enough about guys who come to practice every day and don't always suit up, don't always play. That's not easy. And those guys can end up being a drag on the team. You know, like, oh God, I never play, this sucks, I don't want to be here. Never heard any of that. They know their time will come. It might not be this year, but it's gonna come if they keep working at it. And I just have so much admiration for guys like that. Maybe because that's how I was when I played. I was no superstar. I didn't step right into the lineup and be a go-to guy. So I can relate to those guys to a large degree. Again, this group of guys will be counted on heavily in the future. Our sophomores are Ryan Bookman. Mitch Burlingame.
Yeah, Sergio.
Oh, okay. Brady Garcia. Dylan Garcia. And Tyler Mahalik. check your certificate, make sure you got an all B one. McCaffrey doesn't know much. All right, the junior class. Extremely talented group. Contributed to all positions, forwards, defense, goalies, all situations, man up, man down, 5-on-5. Combined with an outstanding senior class to form the nucleus of one of the best teams in New York State. You gotta have those numbers. You gotta have a couple of classes back to back to really have that success. We lose a huge number of seniors this year, and I've noticed for some reason I seem to be getting a lot of texts and emails from opposing coaches wanting to play Baldwinsville next year, thinking, oh, they might be a little down next year, but I think thanks to our junior class, we're going to be just fine. Juniors, Connor Bork, come on out. Nolan Burlingame. Evan Catanzari. Again, Cam Chavis had surgery on his shoulder today. I did text Brad Chavis to see if everything went okay, and he said, yeah, it went real well, and they are home and he's resting, but yeah, I wasn't going to be able to make it tonight, but everything went well. Next up, Casey Gilbert. Jack Heatley. Fernando Marino.
First team all letters.
Don't give out those awards like it's not.
We coming there.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, Zach Weiss is player.
Jimmy Reynolds. Casey Gilbert. Here's Casey Gilbert.
James. Hey James. Hey, look good.
No. John Shermer.
That's a man. I will let him take my
Nate Southerden. And Trevor Superstar.
Thank you. Show me what our award is.
All right, the senior class. This group is special. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I don't say that often. I certainly don't say that every year. There's times where I'm glad they're moving on. That's not the case this year. I've come to really dislike that every single team and every single sport has that family thing. We're family, oh family. No, we're not. We're not family. However, this is the closest I've ever truly felt to like a family type atmosphere situation with this group of guys. I don't know, I just think that's tossed around too loosely that with family. This year was the exception. The success we enjoyed was fantastic. I went over all the accomplishments that these guys achieved, and I'm just so proud of them and how they represented Baldwinsville. Not only were we good, but just you never had to be embarrassed that they were going to say the wrong thing or do something stupid or leave the locker room a mess in an opposing rink or something like that. They picked up after themselves. The bus was always picked up, cleaned up. After the West Jenny game, at the end of the season, these guys had to be devastated. And I walked in the locker room after everybody was gone. It was immaculate. There wasn't one thing on the floor. It's incredible. Like, you know, being a teacher for all those years, I think I know a lot about today's youth. And, you know, it's little things like that that mean as much to me as the fact that we went 19-2-1, won the league, and went to the sectional final. I'm not ashamed to admit that after that last game, I lost it. I couldn't control it. I don't think I've been that emotional since my parents died in 2010. It's just what these guys meant to me this year, and it was just a special group. It was a special season, and it was crushing for the coaches to have it end. So anyways, just the combination of talent, work ethic, camaraderie, thinking and caring about their teammates. It wasn't all about them. Being as thankful for their teammates scoring a goal as themselves, and just the unselfish team play. This has to be my favorite year ever. 38 years. This has to be my favorite year of coaching Baldwinsville hockey. Anyway. Seniors, Harrison Bragg, come on up. You don't know me very well. Anyways, he did. No, we're not giving Harrison the mic.
He wants to say grace.
All right, if I could talk about Harrison for a moment, gentlemen. Every player on our team is a talented hockey player. everybody's good. It's a matter of the coaching staff trying to get guys slotted into where they belong, how they're going to benefit our team the most. And it's no great coaching accomplishment to figure out, well, Harrison would be pretty good at standing in front of the net on the power. Screening the goalie, getting tips, rebounds, and hey, he did it very well. He was strong along the wall, strong in front of the net, chipped in some goals, some assists for us, and had a great senior season. Nice job.
Don't use my language.
Hey, I gave you permission. No,
Harry.
Big Gary is up. As a coach, you want your players to progress and get better every single year, obviously. Freshman to sophomore to junior to senior. That's one of the secrets to Baldwinsville's success is there are a lot of teams that take 8th graders, some even take 7th graders, a lot of 9th graders. We have one 9th grader, no 8th, no 7th. You hope these guys are getting better. We got guys that are seniors that are bigger, they're stronger, they're more experienced, more physical, more confident, and they finish off with their best year as a senior. Nick epitomized that. Was just so solid, so dependable for us throughout the season. Played 5-on-5, he was on the man down. He got a little time on the man up at the end of the season. Stat line, 10 goals, 6 assists, 16 points, honorable mention league all-star. Caleb DeLuca. What you saw in a game from Caleb is what we saw every day in practice. That is all out 100% effort. Guys like this are so valuable to a team. They're so competitive. They go, go, go. And it raises the pace and the tempo in practice. And so when you play a good team that really goes, we're ready for it. You don't want guys in practice just taking it easy on you. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to go in the corner hard or anything like that. No, you don't want those guys. You want the guys that go all out every single time. As coaches, again, after games or after practice, we'd oftentimes come in, sit down, you start talking about guys, obviously. And Coach Muscatello and I would often say, oh my God, I wish Caleb was a junior. It took us a while to figure out where he was at, what his strengths are. And again, our job is to try to plug guys into the right situations. And sometimes it takes longer for us to do that than others. But he just did a terrific job for us, and I wish we had him back for another year. Nice job. Drew Flynn.
High kick.
All right, with our team and our talent, Beeville has a really difficult lineup to crack and break into. We have guys on our team that would be go-to guys at a lot of other schools, and Drew is one of those guys. I know these guys, especially as seniors, they want to play, they want to get in there. And he did at times, not as much as he'd like, but again, to his credit, he's the ultimate team guy. It's about the team. And that's the value of like high school sports. You realize it's not all about me. It's about the team and being a good teammate. And he just epitomized that. He's the type of guy you want on your team because, again, he just represents Baldwinsville so well on the ice, off the ice. Great job. Jake. All right, talk about saving his best season for last. That's Jake. He had an incredible. I don't either. He had an incredible senior season. We had a few guys, defensemen, leave last year to go to other programs, prep schools, junior programs. And so we had a couple of openings on the back end, and we knew if we were going to be successful, you got to fill those roles. We love to, like I know some teams, they just play like 3 defensemen the whole game or 4 defensemen the whole game. We like to stay fresh and be as strong in the third as we were in the first, and so we like to play 3 lines, 3 D pairings if we can. And Jake enabled us to do that by stepping in right off the bat. And it took us a while, but when we put him with Trevor, they just formed a really solid lockdown defense pair. They were solid 5-on-5. They were solid man down. Pretty physical group. But just again, great year by Jake. Very, very pleased, and couldn't have asked more from him. He gave it all this year.
Yeah, Jerry.
Jamie Guy. What did you say? Keep it coming. All right, this year's Unsung Hero Award could go to a lot of different players. Jamie would be right up at the top of that list. Again, he stepped right up. He started the year first line, left wing. We had a nice first game, not such a nice second game, so hey, let's move things around. We're not going to keep it the same. So we put him with Brady and Nick, and that line was superb. Really, really good. They just 3 good players that as a line was a great line. They really complemented each other. A line like that, it's nice to have because they can score, but they also, you put them out against the other team's top line and you know, okay, we're good. We're going to lock those guys down. Again, another guy that man down, played some man up, was very effective 5-on-5. Great year, 6 goals, 12 assists, 18 points, honorable mention all league. Congratulations. Liam Hughes. Liam's another team first guy. He's been on the team for years. He's kind of waited patiently. He knows, hey, I got some good goalies on this team that I'm competing with, and it's going to be tough. But again, he was patient. He waited, and I feel like he was rewarded this year. He got in 3 games, went 3-0. In those 3 wins, he had a 1.67 goals against average. That's pretty good against New Hartford, Liverpool, Mohawk Valley. Again, guys like Liam provide that quality depth that every team needs. They push maybe the guys ahead of them. They compete. They're there every day. We need goalies in practice. You can't say enough about guys like this that kind of sacrifice. It's easy for the guys that are the captains, the first line, the leading scorers. They're rewarded every game. But how about the guys that go to practice every day and don't always get that start or whatever? And again, they're the backbone of our team. Liam, nice job. Carter Little. Another guy like Caleb, I wish he was a junior and back again. Great skater, immediately made an impact for us. Was big in a couple of tight games. He had an assist in a 4-3 win over New Hartford, another assist in a 2-1 win over Whitesboro. So those are big assists. I mean, they're difference-making assists. When he went down with an injury later in the year, really, it was a hit to our depth, and it was a loss for us. And you know, he's the type of guy, you could put him in a number of situations and he'd be successful in all of them, whether it's 5-on-5, great man down guy, again, because of skating and speed. I wish he stayed healthy all year, but you don't always get what you want. But very pleased with Carter and how he played this year for us. Keegan Lynch. We can talk about the on-ice talent and accomplishments of Keegan all we want, but that doesn't really begin to tell the story of his value to our team. Coach and I, at the beginning of the year, we talked a little bit about this. We felt we had a good team. We'll be honest, we didn't think we had a great team. I think talent-wise, we're good. We're solid. I don't know that we were great. I think we became great. And it's because the attitude, the commitment, the desire of our senior class in general, our captains in particular, and especially Keegan. Forever at banquets, I've talked about this player I had, graduated probably around 90 or 91. His name was Brian Corcoran. And Brian, to this day, is the best player I've ever coached. He was like 6'3", 230, skated like the wind. He ended up going to UMass Amherst and walking on to their hockey team. He also played football at UMass Amherst. He was just an otherworldly athlete. He was also the best leader I've ever had. But I think part of that was he was 6'3" and 230 pounds, and everybody was terrified of the guy. Keegan's right there with Brian. 38 years, as good a leader as I've ever had. I've never seen anything like it, with just the leadership, the determination. just remarkable, and it's a huge loss. I hope you come back a lot in the future to support the Bees. Braden Penafeather Stevenson. Braden is a do-it-all player who could play anywhere in our lineup. During the course of his career, he played some defense, he played some center, as well as his usual right wing. We could put him anywhere in the lineup and he would have been successful. In fact, that was one of our more difficult jobs. Is this guy most valuable for us on defense, at wing, at center? We'd like to have a couple more of them, to have one at each. He was just so effective wherever you put him. Hard-nosed, tough as nails, could play physical, but also had the skills to finish. By far our leading goal scorer, league all-star. Next season, there's going to be a player skating first line right wing for us. There will be a player in that position. We're not going to expect that position to be filled by that player the way Braden was. There'll be a player there. It won't be the player that Braden was for these last few years for us. Again, just exceptional hockey player. 17 goals, 9 assists, 26 points, league all-star. Garrett Sutton. This is just a great story as far as I'm concerned, because after missing all of last season, entire thing with a torn up knee, we weren't really sure what exactly we were going to get out of Garrett this year. What we got was a first team league all-star, a guy that anchored our power play, was out there on man down, 5-on-5, a true number one defenseman, logged a ton of minutes for us, and just was exceptional throughout the course of the year. It was such a huge loss when he went down last year, and we were just so thankful that he was able to work hard, recover, and come back and finish his high school career on such a high note. Again, you miss these guys a lot. I'm going to miss Garrett last year. I mean, the guy didn't play at all last year. He was hurt. He was out the whole year. He was on crutches the whole year. But he's still, again, a team-first guy, and he'd come to our practices. Hey, coachy! You know, he'd be yelling all the time. And just enthusiasm, contagious enthusiasm. I didn't hear "Hey, coachy" so much this year. Okay, yeah, he was dialed in. So, anyways, another guy that, yeah, we'll have a defenseman there next year. We won't expect what Garrett gave us this year. Great job. Zach Dreckler. All right, one of my personal favorites, Zach. Just a terrific guy, terrific young man. He's going to go on and do incredible things, and Eville hockey was kind of small stepping stone for him, I think. He's got all the talent and the ability in the world in so many different areas. You know, he didn't play as much as he wanted or probably should have. But again, like some of our other guys like Drew, never became a distraction. You know, you can tell what the team thinks of him by when I called his name, how they applauded. That's what they think of everybody on our team. We're not a team of superstars and guys who don't play as much. You know, we were a team this year in the truest sense of the word. And I love that these guys too, like Zach wasn't our top hockey player, but he's one of our top students. Every year he's in contention for the highest academic award. You know, this year he brought his violin in and played in the locker room. How freaking cool is that? You know? And that's first time in 38 years as well that that's ever happened. So anyways, these are the guys that you love having on your team. You talk about low maintenance. He's no maintenance. He never, why aren't I playing, coach? I should be in there. I deserve more. Never. Never. And that's the heart and soul of your team is guys like that. Zach, thank you. Leo Vona. Oh my God.
Put on the hat! Put it up! Put it up!
No, I don't. All right, I honestly don't know how these guys do it. Like our AAA guys, you know, they're coming to high school practice. You know, first they go to school all day. They're up at the crack of dawn, go to school all day, go to high school practice, go, I assume, eat some dinner. Then they're hustling off to AAA practice. Well, some of them, I guess, probably didn't do their homework the way they should have, but most of them get their work done. I'm not sure when. Again, I don't know how these guys do it. But I'm glad they do. I'm glad they're willing to be a part of our team, to be a part of the high school team and high school experience. You know, we get kids who play AAA and say, no, I'm not going to play high school. Okay, I get it. But I'm so thankful for these guys that do. They obviously bring so much to our team. Obviously, Leo was one of those players, and he wasn't even really local. He's going out to Utica to practice. You know, same with John Shermer. It's like, wow, how do you guys do it? Leo's always been a good, solid player, but I feel like the last year or two, he just went through the roof. Just so smooth on the blue line. Coach McCaffrey really works more with, it's kind of weird, the defense in practice and forwards during the game, and I'm kind of the opposite. But Coach would say, holy smokes, he's so smooth, like walking the line and things like that on the power play, man up, and he just really improved by leaps and bounds these last couple of years. All that hard work and playing all that hockey, and it really paid off for him. And when we put he and Garrett together, we had a true #1 pairing that I know it was as good as anybody in Section 3. Well, if it's as good as anybody in Section 3, it's probably about as good as a defense pairing as there is in New York State. Again, we lost to the state champion 2-1. The state champion won the championship game 6-0. So I think we could compete with anybody in New York State. And I think it's just hard work, determination, commitment. Leo just had an outstanding senior year. Brian Yeager. All right, again, I feel like Brian's career tells the story of Baldwinsville hockey, and I mentioned this before. He made the team as a freshman. Not a ton of freshmen make our team. As you can see this year, we had one. So it's an accomplishment just to make the team as a freshman. He didn't play, but he practiced, he got better. He's skating against juniors and seniors in high school and waiting his turn and being patient. Sophomore year, he comes back, gets a little more time. Junior year, a little more time. Senior year, he is an absolute rock on defense for us. Mistake-free hockey, plays within himself, just always making the right decision on the back end, never coughing up the puck, never passing it, losing it in front of our net. Just an incredible, that's how you want every career arc to go, is to get better, 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 and finish off with just an exceptional senior year. Brian did that, definitely, 100%. And just so happy for him, because he's another guy. He just kind of keeps his mouth shut, just goes about his business, works his tail off, and was really rewarded this year. Brian, excellent job. All right, seniors again, thank you very much. Again, you are a special group. We are to the awards part of the program, and we have a lot of them. The first one we start out with every year is the Most Improved Academic Award. This is a scholastic sport. We do emphasize academics. We do tell the kids that, hey, if you're falling behind, if you're behind in labs, or you need to make up a class or whatever, tell us. Stay after school. Come late to practice, or if you miss practice, that's okay. Academics are number one, and we really want to emphasize that. So we have a most improved academic average and a highest academic average. Some years, the most improved academic average is a guy that goes down only by like 2 or 3 points. Most everybody goes down their average during the winter season because so much time is devoted to hockey. This year, we had a guy go up 15 points. Fernando Marino. Highest academic average. This is no dumb bunch of hockey jocks. This is a really hard award to win on this team. If you guys got a 91, 92, 93 average, you're not even close. If you got a 94, 95, 96 average, congratulations, you're getting there. 97, Not quite good enough. We had 2 guys at 98 plus. I am not going to differentiate by 1/100ths of a point. Dylan Garcia, Zach
You got something fixed up. What do you want?
What do I see?
You want it,
And for the championship, we got you.
Next up, we now call this the Founders Award. And this goes, it's named after the people that put up the money to start Baldwinsville hockey way back in the late 70s. And so we call it the Founders Award. And this goes to the player or players that best represent Baldwinsville hockey on the ice, off the ice, in the classroom, you name it. We want guys showing pride in the Beeville jersey and being part of our team. This year, it goes to the Brothers Gype.
I told you.
I like all of these next ones because it's completely out of the coach's hands. We have a most improved player. It's voted on by the team. We have a most outstanding player. It's voted on by the team. We have a most valuable offensive player and a most valuable defensive player. It's voted on by the team. They don't know it. We have a most valuable player and a most improved player. The guys who are next in line get the second most votes are our most valuable offensive and defensive players. So I don't say, hey, you're voting for all these awards, but they are. So anyways, first, the most improved player award. Again, we have 2, Mr. Nick Carey and Brian Yeager. Well, that too. And again, these guys, they always get it right as far as they know. They're on the ice with guys, they know who's working hard to improve, who our most valuable guys are. They know, and they always get it right. I couldn't agree more with those selections. Most valuable offensive player. Again, great choice. I think an obvious choice. Braden Penafeather's team. Most valuable defensive player. I will say I felt like the true strength of our team, I'm not taking anything away from our offensive guys, but boy, from the goal out, we were pretty darn good. Our defense was out of this world. We didn't give up any goals this year. So we had a lot of good candidates, I think, for most valuable defensive player, but none better than Garrett Sutton. And lastly, the most outstanding player. I think probably most everybody on the team knows who this is. I think probably most everybody in the room knows who this is, Keegan Lynch. these guys might say. All right, we every single year always conclude with the most outstanding player. Seems appropriate. Not this year. We are going to mix it up just a little bit. One more award, which we've never done before. Again, thank you to the Booster Club for saying, Coach, you order what you want for plaques. Not saying, well, we're on a budget here, we can't really afford it. We can afford it, and the Booster said, you order what you want. So I got, Coach McCaffrey and I got 14 Exceptional Senior Award plaques. Seniors, come on up. Well, come on up I'm behind the times. Let's get a photo here. We want senior photo.
Hi, Mommy. Can you invite us to a picture?
I hope it's not the beer. Wait a minute. Take a look at that, Casey. This had to be your doing, Casey. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Don't look at your pile.
You got the beer league? I got the Boston. All right, everybody, just a couple more things. We are, for those guys returning, we are starting to work on next year's schedule. We are committed to the Icebreaker Tournament. Same 4 teams, Jenny, Syracuse, Skinny Atlas, Beeville. We're committed to the Skinny Atlas Tournament. Will East will be in instead of Will South. Pelham and Skinny Atlas will be there, as well as the 2-time defending champions, that being us. We have a commitment from Auburn. We haven't got a date. We've got a commitment from Whitesboro. We've got a commitment from Fairport. Fairport is willing to come here this year. I told their coach I'd like to try to get that game at the War Memorial. I would like to try to get a game each year at the War Memorial, so when we make our inevitable run to the sectional final, we've played there before and we're kind of used to it. So I'd like to play that there. We got Rome, home and away. We're home for a league game and we agreed to go there for an away game. I love playing in that rink. It's the perfect high school hockey rink. Anyway, that makes it better yet, yes. Also, the Skinny Atlas coach reached out and he runs a high school summer league. And we used to have a team in the summer league several years ago. He said, I'd love to get Beeville back in the summer league. And I said, hey, can I get back to you? We got our banquet Thursday. I can ask them. I'm going to send out an email, trying to get emails for guys that aren't on the team this year that are coming up. So if guys are interested, great. If you're not interested, that's fine. You know, it's not a requirement. What I'd like to be much more of a requirement than last year is James's clinics. He did a once-a-week clinic, and there were times I'd show up to watch, and there were 5 or 6 guys there. I would like to get 20 guys there. For one thing, it helps James. He doesn't make a nickel coming and helping us. So that's one way we can kind of repay him, and he's fantastic. He does an outstanding job if we're there. Right after our season ended, I called Colgate Athletic Department and went out to a Colgate practice and watched them skate. Then I went to the weight room and watched them work out, and I talked to a couple of the players, a couple of the coaches. One player in particular you guys will know, skated at Wayzata in Minnesota. You guys know I'm obsessed with Minnesota high school hockey. This guy played at Wayzata, and I said, you know, what did you guys do in the off season? He said, our coach, 4 days a week in the summer, we would have like training camp. Now, it's different. In Minnesota, hockey is king. In central New York, lacrosse is king. I don't expect our guys to skate 4 days a week during the summer. To be honest, I don't want to go to the rink 4 days a week during the summer. I'll be totally honest. I would like to see us get to James's once a week, and also, if you choose to play summer hockey, I would love that too. Get together twice a week or something, and you know, the summer league is just more fun. It's not like we're up there evaluating, you know, we're cutting this kid, and that's not it. Everybody plays, everybody pays their money. It's just fun. So if you're interested, if you could get back to me, let me know. I really would prefer not to coach a summer league team. I like going up in the bleachers and watching. If there's anybody, any parent that would like to stand behind a bench, you don't have to run any practices or anything.
Don't let Jake. Please don't let Jake.
I wouldn't mind that, but we probably need an adult too. Anyways, I'm going to end up the banquet with a quote from my all-time favorite author, Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
Seriously, Dr. Seuss is my favorite author. And he said, don't be sad that it's over, be thankful that it happened. And yeah, at the time I was sad, devastated that it was over, but I am really thankful that this season happened. Thank you.
If you need a B,
Where's dancing?
Yo.
Who's got
you can
dancing?
get B's, come on up.
Nobody's play dancing. Everyone download at me.
Anybody want to see? Take a moment and see. I'll give you guys one night. We're never going to be together
You
again.
guys have a B for any other sport. Just so anything else?
All right, real quick, I'm just trying to give the seniors a chance to say something before they depart one last final time here. More importantly, Mrs. Sutton made some phenomenal treats up here. We want to make sure everybody gets something before they go home tonight, okay?
There we go.
Oh my.
Figure it out! Figure it out, good!
Alright, you try.
Sing it now.
Alright, on that note.
On that note, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Like Coach said, special groups, special families. Great night. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Yeah!